Hey y'all, welcome back to Y'all Be Good. This is our second installment of the Morbid Curiosities series. And of course, I'm Ralph, along with my lovely co-host Heather. We sit down today with Miss Roxanne. We've known Miss Roxanne for a little while. She comes to the shop, but she is also a spiritual medium who opens up about her journey, her gift, and what it's like to live between two worlds. From her firsthand experiences with the unseen to the way that she helps others find peace and connection, Roxanne offers a candid and heartfelt look into the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil. So sit back, buckle up, and y'all be good.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
So he's not even drinking that stuff? Is that it?
No, he doesn't really do caffeine.
Yeah, I don't.
He's
don't
a freak of
drink coffee?
nature.
I'm dabbling in coffee now, but I'm not a big,
I know.
I know.
Wow.
And it's not like a righteous thing either.
No,
like,
I'm not calling it a righteous
He
thing
can
either.
function without coffee?
Yes, I feel like you're
Yeah.
a freak of nature.
Wow.
Yeah, I just enjoy raw dogging life with my
Wow.
ADHD.
Oh, well, I respect that.
And just
Okay.
like, oh man, this is awesome. And not ever being able to get anything done. That's why, today was supposed to be a live show and it's
It's not a live show.
I'm
and
okay
it's
with that.
and it's not a
Yeah.
live show.
You guys will edit this, right? Because if I'm just like,
Yeah.
headlights, like, oh my gosh. So
Yeah, don't worry.
Anyways.
Don't worry. We got
s-
everything.
So you were coming in kind of nervous because your fear is like
People judging you.
people judging, but sorry, I'm saying all this to say the following.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that works really well with us and this platform and podcast is that she and I are very kind of opposites, right? Like I'm a good church boy who grew up a pastor's kid.
Okay, that part I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And she grew up absolutely not any of that stuff.
That I did know. So it's all good. No, but I mean, just different religious backgrounds. I respect
Yeah,
that.
different religious backgrounds. And I do see things through a lens of faith, and that
Sure.
kind of thing kind of
yeah.
forms and has formed me. And so it kind of works out nicely because we are very open to the conversation of
yeah.
talking
Oh,
between.
yeah. For sure. I mean, that I respect absolutely. But some people will just hear it and shut it down and be
And
like, "Oh,
shut
that's
it down.
bad."
Yeah, yeah.
And I have to correct you. That's the part that I'm worried
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So I mean, talking in general about it, no.
Well, the nice thing about the podcast is people are most likely going to listen to it, so they won't even see you.
Yeah.
And second, they're not here in that moment.
Yeah,
And they
that's
can
true.
stew in their own thoughts. Okay?
Yeah,
Because, like,
the atmosphere in the world right now is just so chaotic.
Oh,
I just want to bring help.
It's not
bring peace
fun.
to it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, if I can bring peace of mind to somebody, hey,
Yeah.
yay, you know.
exactly.
And we feel that too. I mean, most conversations around our lunch table here are very much what is happening in the world right now. And even to, and everyone knows like my background, just I'm a little more conservative than most. I wouldn't say that I'm super on the right because nothing is black and white, right? Nothing is black and white. But I think even the girls here would say like, yeah, there is some room to converse and talk about what is happening.
Even if it can be a learning experience. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, we have someone in the team who is very conservative. And she's very good about asking questions.
Or he.
Or he. And she gives you that look. It's like, I don't know.
But yeah, like, I mean, and I've been in situations where I've been a little bit more harsh on religion, and the person who practiced that religion told me that she felt like I was attacking her, and I apologized. And I didn't want, because I've been in the persecution box before. Like a first grader literally told me I was a heathen and I was going to hell because I didn't know what God was at the time.
Was it my kid?
No.
Just kidding.
I was in first grade by another first grader.
Oh, you were in first grade.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
my religious trauma, the start of my religious trauma. Because before that, I didn't have any.
We all have it. We all have it.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
It's
So-
always interesting to find out like what it was per person. So
Oh,
yeah. And when.
totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't worry. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Can't wait. Oh my gosh.
So did you grow up in this area?
No. Actually, I say that I grew up throughout the Midwest. I was born in Illinois, lived there briefly, moved to Minnesota, lived in Appleton, lived in a suburb outside of St. Louis, Missouri, and came back to Wisconsin. My father was in the military before he met my mom, so it wasn't due to the military or anything like that, but he was an electrical engineer, so we just moved where he went
The
to.
work was.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
yeah, so. But I've lived all over. So I just say the upper Midwest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was going to say you're a well-rounded Midwestern girl.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like food from all the different states, so we're good. So I like a good fish fry and like the fried ravioli that they have in St. Louis. Yeah. We just had that for dinner last night, actually.
I don't
We
think
went out
I've
for
ever
dinner.
had that.
What?
Fried ravioli?
You need to do that. Yeah, breaded and fried.
I haven't.
They have that around here.
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Yeah, restaurants.
I'll have to try it. It sounds really good,
It is
especially
good.
right now because I'm starving right now.
That's why I ate a bag of chippies.
See,
see,
yeah.
that's a good call.
I hear you. Good job. She was smart. I did not eat either, so we're good.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it's okay.
I hope you haven't been stressing all day about us,
no.
about this, okay?
No.
Because that would make me
She's
sad.
stressing about all the other things she just told us about.
I know, but and then this on top of it, I didn't want
No, it's
this
all
to be.
good.
Honestly, this is more us just being curious about
Yeah.
life and
No.
wanting to.
You guys have always been respectful. I mean, that's why I come here.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you guys are awesome. And you ask questions and you listen to me either vent because I'm a mom and I work, or you just ask questions as I'm like, oh yeah, I did this. And you're like, wow, that's weird, but can you tell me about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So thank you for that. So yeah.
I just watched a video about guinea pigs.
Oh God.
And I'm going to have to, well, I'll ask you right now.
Yeah.
Did you ever clean out a boar sack?
No, but we actually took our board to the vet recently and they did it. And I'm like, I have to excuse myself because
That was so gross.
it was gross. That's why
Wait.
that's why I had them do it.
What is happening? What?
I tried to tell you before. I was watching the video and the lady has the piggy.
Yeah.
And she sits him back
Yeah.
and he trusts her a lot. So he's giving her kisses. She takes a Q-tip with olive oil
This
on
is
it.
a pig.
A guinea pig.
Oh, a guinea pig. Okay. All right.
So she takes it and there's like a little hole underneath where his wiener is.
Okay.
And stuff gets caught in there because they live in bedding. And
Sure.
then sometimes doo-doo gets stuck in there. And I'm assuming in nature, they don't have as much bedding and weird stuff to
Probably.
get caught in there.
Yeah.
Because I can't see how they
Once
would
they're
have survived.
domesticated, things happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
I-
like squeeze it open and scoop all the stuff out.
your face, your facial expression
Sounds
is epic.
awful. Yeah, that's so gross.
So
All right.
Think of it like a dog's anal gland.
I was just about to say we used to have
Sure.
a beagle, and oh my gosh, that was a traumatic, not only for the dog but for those present for that.
So
It was
we
just,
had a vet on and we talked about that.
really.
And she's like, not a lot of people are doing research on dogs' anuses, so we don't really know, except for that it's like a lubricant for doo-doo.
Check Reddit. I'm sure
Oh,
that would probably be on there.
Oh, yes.
I stay away from Reddit, actually.
And
I
that's
love
not,
Reddit.
That's not a bad idea.
yeah.
So-
The deep, dark corners of Reddit. I've only heard.
I'm
If
only
you pull
on the
the
good
curtain back,
parts.
you'll find it. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up now. I didn't even think about that. I think of Reddit for like,
How to fix the door that's off the
No,
hinge.
that's
Oh.
No,
TikTok.
that's. I was about to say that was going to be YouTube, but no, TikTok
yeah,
is fine
that's
too.
right.
yeah,
so,
because it's
I
a
mean,
shorter,
Yeah.
to the point.
Yep.
Show me-
I don't need to hear a backstory. I just want to know the point. But I go on Reddit because I like Am I the Asshole?
Oh yeah,
And I
like those too.
I've been watching Yellow Jackets. It's about a group of high school soccer team, it's a girls' high school soccer team, and they get plane crashed and stuck in the wilderness,
goodness.
and there's like a spiritual, like spooky aspect to it. There's cannibalism.
Oh my goodness.
It's a little bit
Sounds like
everywhere.
the Donner Party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Donner Party 1.
I know, pretty much.
Well, there was that movie back in like the 80s or 90s about the, was it like an Olympic team
Oh, the
that,
Brazilian
Yes,
soccer
yeah.
team.
that gets stuck in the Andes
Yeah.
or something?
Oh my goodness.
And they do the whole cannibalism thing.
This is just not helping.
Your situation.
Flying. No, I'm just saying, just the want to fly.
No.
It's
Yeah.
like, what are the chances of that happening? Let's not check Reddit.
You're much
So, yeah.
safer.
Well, I was going to say, you're more likely to get into a car accident than you are a plane crash.
Yeah.
But that's not zero, just throwing it out there.
Isn't there a statistic about ducks attacking you too? It's like with a knife or something. There's that meme out there. It's like the chances of you getting attacked by a duck with a knife is like less than 1%, but it's not zero.
It's not zero.
My friend has a 3D printer,
Okay.
and he printed me a goose, the untitled goose, and it has a magnet in its beak.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
And we can put stuff
that's
on there.
awesome.
He just needs feet. He forgot to bring the feet.
I hope he holds cutlery, like various, like
Yes.
even like a pitchfork. That'd be kind of cool.
A little baby pitchfork.
That would be funny.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Go
We
ahead.
call them tridents. Oh no, this is what the
Tridents,
This is
yes.
what the podcast is all about.
It's too funny.
Randoms. Just all the random
well, I'm
stuff.
here for it because that's like my specialty is random. So
Yes.
we're good. So we just run with it.
You have 2 kiddos?
I do.
Awesome.
I do.
How old are they?
One is 16 and the other is 11.
Oh, so you're in the trenches of
I am. We have our good days and we have our really not good days.
Yeah.
So or moments. So
Sure.
but just try to keep the lines of communication open.
good.
Lots of hugging. Side hugs are kind of like, well, let me know when you're ready for a hug from mom. So yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So, and my youngest thinks it's fantastic that he's almost my height. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, mom's still in charge. He's like, well, we'll see about that. I'm like, do you like your electronics? Because
Sure.
we'll
Yeah.
see about that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love your kids and your daughter's creativity.
Yeah.
Every time she's
you.
come in the last like 4 times, she's brought her crochet
Oh,
project.
just wait. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So she's
Nice.
very creative. She also
Yeah.
has attention deficit. And just to give her something to do and create with her hands, it makes her happy. It helps her, like really focus. Then that's what it takes. That's what you do. So,
Yep. Yeah, we're very much in that boat. We have 3, and they are all on the spectrum. Some a little bit more spicy than others.
Sure.
But yeah, we've noticed my son could sit with a Lego set that takes him 8 hours, and he will do it. And
My son does that. So yeah.
yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah.
I recognize that. So yeah.
it's cool because at the end of it, he has something that he can like see.
Yeah.
and,
That he
and-
accomplished.
Yeah.
Like I did that. Yes, you did.
For sure.
So
for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, not with your money, but
Yeah. Those Lego sets are not cheap.
they're not cheap.
They are not cheap.
Sometimes I'm like, can't you just take it apart and redo it? Like, why do we got to get another one?
Absolutely cannot touch that. Just make sure you dust it periodically. Yeah. Until
Yeah.
it looks good. So yeah.
Yeah.
Build a
we
lot
have,
of shelves.
Use the
Dad.
canned air.
we
I know,
already
right?
have a lot of shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
The reason why we reached out originally was because we were going to do this idea of morbid curiosities through the shop.
Yeah.
And we've already had like a medical examiner on.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have a funeral home director
Yeah,
on.
okay.
A paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
And we know that you have, and I don't say this in maybe the wrong form of it, but you dabble in the medium.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate you putting it like that.
Yeah, I don't-
So it kind of, I wouldn't say that I dabbled in it. It kind of dabbled in me because I'm like, how do I know all this stuff? So that's
Sure.
kind of where everything came from and started.
All right, so let's go from the beginning. Where are we? What stage in life where you're like, there is something
Going on.
There's something, yeah.
Yeah. How do I know this or
Yeah.
why? That's probably not the one I can answer really. When I was younger, I would just pick up on things that you would really have like either no business knowing as a young child. Like
Okay.
you would say something and it's like, that's inappropriate. I mean, I didn't know.
Sure.
Kids will say stuff like that too because they're curious or they
Yeah.
have no filter at the time or whatever. But as I was getting older too, it's just like I would notice things or pick up on things, and it almost gave me like anxiety because it's like, does anybody else not pick up on this or notice this or whatever? And so I just became really quiet, introverted, and just observant. And then as I got older and things were getting, I hate to say amped up, but for lack of better wording, amped up. I actually had to Google it and say, okay, what is going on with me? I figured out I was an empath, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, picking up on the thoughts or the feelings of others. Like if you're around somebody and even though you're not speaking, you can tell that they're like down.
There's something up.
There's something, yes. Yeah. And you can like really pick up on that. It's almost kind of like a tap on your shoulder, literally like, oh, hey, this person's going through it. Okay. So, but then I was just like, okay, so I'm an empath, but I'm like, how do I know these things? I started taking notes. Like I would pick up stuff off of people and I'm like, okay, am I crazy or is this, whatever? And I started like making notes of things. And then I would see later on if I had a chance to talk to them, either they would mention what I wrote down, we would talk about it and it would come up, or I would ask them, hey, I kind of got this feeling about something. And, did this happen to you? Did you see this or whatever? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So almost kind of like a scientific method type of thing.
Sure.
I didn't have anything to go by.
Yeah. More than probably pure coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I don't really believe in coincidence.
Sure.
I mean, things happen, you know, but if you're thinking of red cars, you're going to see red cars, that type of thing. But I'm an only child. My mother has been gone a number of years, and I really didn't have like my people. I didn't have like a village. So I'm just like, okay, am I really crazy? Am I nuts? So I Googled the spiritualist church. I kind of found it in a roundabout way. And there was one in the area. It used to be in West Dallas and now it's at Wauwatosa, something with the building itself. So they had to move. But long story short, I reached out to them and I explained, I'm not crazy. I'm like, but I'm really curious about you guys. And they said, yeah, come in anytime, because some churches, understandably, you need to meet with the office or the pastor or whatever. As a welcoming thing, but for them to know you too, which is understandable. It took me a while to get in there, but I got to meet them, and with them, they kind of helped me better understand me. Spiritualism is the idea, they believe in God, but they believe that the soul continues on after the physical death. And that made sense to me because I'm like, how am I able to pick up on so many different things with different people I've never even met? So I did a lot of stuff on my own. And then I found out through one of the reverends there, my dad's side is really more in tune with that than my mother's side. My mother was already deceased at this time. So I figured as she was coming through, I was kind of surprised, but you figure moms have eyes in the back of their head and moms can tell almost anything, that mom's intuition. I thought it was her, and it was my dad's side. And my dad's side, my paternal grandmother had been gone before myself and my cousins were born. And her children did not know about anything like that type of ability on that side. So I was kind of I was starting from square one, trying to figure it out on my own. So that's kind of in a nutshell how I figured stuff out. Working with other people online in legit groups, I'm reaching out to other mediums and everything, kind of like, hi, I don't think I'm nuts, but I have these abilities.
Sure.
What should I do? Can you help me or at least put me in the right direction? And usually I'd say probably 8 times out of 10, they're very helpful or they are very understanding. Yeah. So yeah.
And how old were you when you were exploring this for the first time?
When I first realized and had a real, very strong realization, I was 8.
Okay.
And I actually remember what the situation was. So I'm going to out myself here. This was Easter of 1983. So I was born in 75. I'm 50. We had gone to my grandparents' house. We were living in Appleton. My grandparents at the time were living in Milwaukee, right outside of Greenfield. Mm-hmm. And when we got there, we were late, and my mom's youngest sister, who was still at home, she forgot to leave the key to the house. We couldn't get in. So my father, not a very patient man, was unhappy. And so we went to the neighbor's house. Thank goodness they remembered us and knew us and everything. And long story short is we're waiting for my grandparents to get home. They were at some event. We were hanging out in the living room and everything. It was really late, like midnight. So, and we had gotten there at say like 7. So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of nodding off on the sofa, and I get this horrible, dreadful feeling that something is wrong. And it's like kind of like in my heart, and I can't explain it. I'm 8, I don't know. And I'm just like, wow, something is wrong. And I just felt this immense sadness. But I felt like this real weird feeling in my stomach as well. And I'm like, well, I didn't eat anything weird for dinner. Sure. I don't know. So we went through the rest of the weekend for Easter and everything, did the whole stuff with my grandparents. and we came back home. Now, my mother was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and we had taken our then dog, a black lab mix. He couldn't come down with us because my grandparents had 2 dogs. They didn't get along, so we boarded our dog. And we get home, and my dad's unloading the vehicle. My mom's going through the mail, and I'm putting my Easter candy away in the cabinet where I had to put all my stuff. And I'm looking at the mail, and I got up on the counter, and I started crying, and I said, oh, my God, our dog's name is Mac. I said, Mac died. And my mom's looking at me like I'm insane. And she's like, that's a horrible thing. Why would you say that? And I start crying. I said, our dog died. And there's no reason for me to say that. There's nothing. And next thing you know, the phone rings. Now, we don't have an answering machine. I don't even really know if they had them at that time for residential. And my mom answers the phone, and she's looking at me, and the look on her face was like kind of like horror.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, thank you. And she's like, I'll give you a call in the morning. And it was the boarder telling her that our dog had died that weekend on Friday night.
Oh my God.
And I grew up with that dog.
Yeah.
I came home from the hospital after being born to that dog. So I had a very close relationship. I mean, dogs and kids, they're like peanut butter and jelly. And I grew up with that dog. So, and I just knew that something was wrong, but I didn't know what.
Sure.
So my mother, being the real religious woman that she was, told me that was wrong and told me that I was bad. So as a little kid, and when you hear that and you're told that you're naughty, you don't want to hear that from your parent. I mean, that's devastating. Yeah. So, and she also said too, you can't tell your dad this. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm really bad if I can't say anything about this. Yeah. So that's why I hid it for so long. It was not encouraged. It was not okay. So it just really, that's kind of like the shame thing that I've carried so long for that, because I didn't have the encouragement of it. So for others that might be in also my situation or have had that, or maybe some kind of religious trauma, as we were kind of talking about briefly, if my story can help somebody else, I want that, so.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that was the thing. I mean, God bless my mom, she's been gone, it'll be 21 years this Christmas, but it made me that also hyper vigilant with my children to watch my facial expressions and watch how I treat them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because this type of thing does run in families because it's on my dad's side. So do my kids have some things? Yeah. So I let them know too, I mean, it's okay to be different, to have patience for yourself and patience for others, I mean, we don't know what the other person's going through. So that's why I also try to give people grace, because I can pick up stuff off of people and I'll be like, I know they're having a hard time, Sure. I mean, do I know for sure? Will I say I can, pinpoint it exactly? No, but I can tell energy-wise, if somebody's going through it, maybe just saying a kind word or complimenting them on something, I mean, who couldn't use that?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, encouragement.
100%.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely make an impression on me, if my daughter, who's 7 now, knew something.
So age-wise, you can appreciate that.
Yeah, knew something, and she was just like, no, this is it. And
right.
Yeah. Your mom being very religious, was she like Christian fundamentalist or like
Catholic?
Oh, Catholic. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. And so this stuff was not to be talked about. Or.
And I was actually attending a parochial school in Appleton. So
yeah.
So even more like, got to be hush hush. But
sure.
Also the dysfunction on that side of the family, it was already like that mindset was already in place. So having something else to be dysfunctional about and to keep hush hush about was just par for the course.
Yeah.
So it just,
Was it more of a like, I don't want you to mess with, like she saw it as an evil thing?
I would think so.
Okay.
She never explained it. We never talked about it again.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, she would ask questions and I'm just like, no.
She would ask questions for you to use your gift?
Yeah. And I'm just like, no. Because by then I had buried it. And I'm just like, if this wasn't acceptable back then, and it wasn't to be mean to her, but it's kind of like, you're giving me conflicting information, and how about some consistency would be nice.
Sure.
Well, and that's the thing is like, if you have a parent that's not consistent and you have a hard time trusting them, you're not going to suddenly open up to them. And
Absolutely
I feel like
not.
a lot of times parents think, that's my kid, I'll know exactly what's going on. And it's like, no, not if you've given them reasons not to trust.
Right. And especially from such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you've taught me how not to trust you. So yeah.
Is your father still with us?
No, my father's been gone. It was 4 years this May.
Oh.
He did not know. He was also very religious, but in a different religion. And I know that if my father had knew this, there was a very good chance he would have disowned me. So there's like fear on both sides.
Yeah.
So it was just, this is actually kind of funny talking about it, not funny like haha, but just ironic that it's just that traumatic when I think it's a gift,
Sure.
you know, because I do readings. I don't hunt people down. I'm not like, I picked you specifically because I'm getting something about you. No, I let some people know in some circumstances that I do that. And if they're comfortable approaching me, great. If they're not, I don't hound people.
Sure.
I don't just up and tell people this, but I mean, just peace of mind, you know, to tell them that. Just good things. I mean, is there some sad stuff? Yes. So, but I mean, never to be like, you see the scam artists like on the internet where they're like, you've got a curse on you. We're going to lift that. What even is that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just scammy. So yeah, no scammy stuff. No.
Using your powers for good.
I know, right? Yes.
Well, and that's the thing is like, I feel like anytime that you're going to try to profit off of a gift like that, that's when it starts to get ugly and gross.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've said for the longest time, that's been one of my personal mantras is watch your intention. I mean, yes, I do get paid for my services, as I feel anybody should, but to be like hawking people and just being like, you know, I mean, I'll let people know, hey, I'm doing this and I'm going to be here and you want to join me, great. Or if you want to read with somebody else, even better. I'm not offended. I want you to be read by who you want to.
Sure.
And and that's the other thing too, is that not every medium, if they say, oh, I can read anybody. No, you can't. No, that's not possible. When I've done readings, I've told people they might come to me with like a preconceived notion, like, okay, this is a list of who I want to hear from. I can't guarantee that.
Sure.
And if a medium tells you that they can, that's not.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, that is a red flag. So, I mean, might they come through later on in the reading? Has it happened? Yes. Like there was an example, not to get off on a tangent, but I had somebody who really wanted to hear from her husband. And it was interesting because as I do readings, I'm also still learning because I'll show like signs and symbols, but her husband would not talk to me. Literally, he would not talk to me. Very nice man, but he just kept his mouth shut. And when I would kind of approach him, because we've got our ways of approaching spirit and opening ourselves safely, you know, to be communicating with, and he just that's what he would do, and almost kind of cheeky about it. And when I described his personality, that's how he was. And I said, he will not talk to me. And I mean, I'm not going to make something up. I don't do that. So, you know, but I did tell her.
Your moral wealth too.
Exactly.
You don't want to
muddy that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I have the utmost integrity with this. These people that I'm reading were once here, and this is a loved one, be it either a friend, family member, whatever. And you honor not only the relationship that they had with each other, but you honor that spirit on the other side.
Yeah.
And if they cannot, will not, I will tell them that. I'm not going to make stuff up. I just don't do that.
Sure.
That just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. Now, can you see this person, or is it more like right now with the husband? How did you?
It was weird for me to explain it, but once I talked with other spiritualists, especially those like that were the Reverend, because they went through the schooling for it and could help me understand my gifts and how I did things. It's like in your mind's eye.
Okay.
So, I mean, do I know other mediums who can see people like I see you? Yes. Do I have that ability? No.
Interesting.
But I was able to describe him, and she showed me a picture of him, and I described his hair color, his height, his eye color.
Wow.
So, yeah. With some people, I can really describe a lot of stuff. Sometimes I've noticed with like certain illnesses, I can only see from like here down. Sometimes they just only show me like a silhouette. So, but I can still kind of describe a body shape, a hairstyle, if they wear glasses, height, you know. But as I've been doing more and more readings, I'm thankful that these spirits are showing me like symbols. Sometimes they cannot talk like I am talking to you and like you're talking to me. Sometimes, you know, I can have that, but they'll show me in like signs and symbols like, I know an acquaintance of mine, he doesn't know I have these abilities, but his dad comes through to me because we both were sharing that our fathers were deceased and actually buried at the same cemetery. And I could pick up on his dad. and his father, he must have had cancer, because I've never seen this before. But you know the sandwich boards, how like they would show like in the old time cartoons?
Sure, yeah.
But he was wearing something like that. And it was a whiteboard and it had a big red C on it. And I was like, oh, that must stand for cancer. And then all of a sudden I got the number 3. So I don't know if he had 3 types of cancer, if he had cancer 3 times. I don't know, or stage 3. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'll see like symbols and I'll be like, is it this? So it's not, as I'm asking for clarification, I'm not digging. I'm just saying, this is what I see. Do you know what this means? So, yeah.
And so you haven't asked this person?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No,
Okay.
never. So.
Well, we actually have him on the line. No, I'm kidding.
I would freak. I'm human. I would still freak out.
That's so cool. Like, because I a couple times I've watched like Long Island Medium.
Yeah, Teresa Caputo.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like I go back and forth on like, I mean, she has a TV show,
Yeah.
so she has to have somebody.
I think she's legit.
You think she's it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really watch too many of those shows. There was another woman, I can't think of her name, but she was from New York as well. And she did the show like The Haunting of. I can't remember her name, but she is also legit. I like her. She's just a good person. I like the energy. Teresa kind of cracks me up a bit.
Yeah.
Because she's also kind of like, okay, they're showing me this. And I'm like, thank you. I can relate to that, because the personality follows the spirit. So if they were like really like impatient and they will not let you say your, I hate to say spiel, but your starting of the reading, and they're just like tapping their foot like, are you ready? Can we do this? It's like, would you please wait a minute? I'm just letting this person know how I do my readings, how I get this out. So
Interesting.
But yeah.
Do you when you're doing your readings, do you have a tool or anything that you use?
Basically just my mind. Basically just me. Yeah. So
Do you ever do tarot or anything like that?
I used to, but that wasn't really something that I felt I was good at.
Okay.
So, I mean, do I sometimes use cards, like kind of maybe like angel cards or something? I mean, I do have them. I kind of do it more for like, oh, this is interesting, I'm learning. You know what I mean? Instead of like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for you. We're going to do a reading off of this. I've had friends that I've known for a long time who will let me use as a guinea pig. They'll be like, well, I have this issue. And I have to ask them, do I have permission to read you? I will not just read anybody. I mean, I can pick up off of people. That doesn't mean I'm going to say anything, because I mean, that's rude, that's weird, and it's invasive, and I'm not going to do that. Will I kind of keep it in my mind for next time, or make a note of it in case something comes up and I'm friends with them or whatever? Yeah. But I mean, I asked my friend, I have a friend, Angel, and he used to be like, okay, I'm having this issue, because he knew I was trying to learn and teach myself on my own. And he's just like, I'm having this issue. Can you pull me some cards? And I'm like, okay, which deck, just to let him choose. And he would let me choose, and I would shovel the cards and everything. And I would pull that out and stuff, and I would show him whatever cards came out. And he's like, okay, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, according to the book, it means this. And I said, but I think it also entails this. And he'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So learning curve, you know, and I also wanted to preface this is that it's like for entertainment purposes only, I'm not here to diagnose or anything like that either. So, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of ask that, are there certain things that are, would you
say off limits?
Off limits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will answer it this way. In like a protection sense, yes. Like when I was taking some classes through the Spiritualist Church, because I wanted to better understand how to approach things. Because, I mean, anything with this type of stuff, you need to be careful, because sometimes you will not know what you're dealing with. That's when you want to be careful. So they taught us to have an opening sequence, be it either in our mind or as we're saying it, for them to know we are available to be spoken to, because I would do readings on my own and I would forget to close my door, so to say. And they would come through at all times of the night. And I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, you are scaring me. I need this to stop. Please don't do that. And you want to be respectful to them. It wasn't anything bad coming through, but just people like, oh, hey, it's kind of like you're a beacon of light, moths drawn to a flame. You can help me. Well, I can't right now because I'm making dinner or I'm bathing my child or I'm trying to sleep. Yes. So that would be like a thing of protection, like off limits. Yes. like you have, like you're a proprietor and you have your open sign out. You let them know, yes, I'm open for business. And then, okay, say you give thanks to them and say, thank you for coming through. I appreciate your time and your energy. And then you just stop, you close the session. So sometimes they close the session and they're like, okay, I'm done now. Okay. So, because they have to, from what I understand and from what I've been told, we have to raise our energetic vibration to meet them because they're on such higher plane. And they have to kind of lower their vibration to us for us to actually be able to communicate, be it either, me picking up their energy or however else. Like if you see those TV shows, maybe where they pick up on like those voice boxes or something, maybe that might be it. I've never used something like that. I don't know. I have no knowledge of those things. I know of them, but I don't know how they work. So I don't know. So, but yeah, off limits also too. I set forth the energy and the understanding that nothing evil can cross, nothing bad can come through. And if something does do that, I don't ever see it. I don't ever sense it. I don't feel it.
Yeah.
But there was one time that I did a reading, this wasn't too long ago, where I felt horrible for this mom because her daughter had died. And I'm not going to go into detail, but the mother was so desperate to hear from her child that she was doing things that you should not do.
Yeah.
And it was almost along the lines of conjuring. So I am not going to... The desperation part is what upset me because as a parent, I don't know how I would have been either. But that is where it comes back to the conversation again is watch your intention. She had every good intention of trying to contact her daughter, but those on the other side, when you open the door, when you don't have a filter on it, so to say, you let anything in. And that's what she did. I have never seen anything like this before because, again, I'm learning. As you meet new people, you learn something new, right? And as I met her, as she came to me, and she was just talking, and I was picking up like really weird things. I believe that everybody has guides, angels, protectors. I'll just call them protectors. They could be either angels or guides or something like that. And I would say we usually average between 3 to 10. I would say most people have 5 because I can actually kind of see in my mind's eye, like, I wouldn't say like a sentient being, but something that is like, a being here, and around you because they protect you. I think we all have that. But she had many like soldiers, like shoulder to shoulder around her, and I've never seen something like that. So it was more kind of like, I think, a vent session for her because she told me what she did because I could not understand what I was picking up and seeing. She had provoked something in the desperation of trying to reach her child. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I told her straight out, I said, I believe you need more assistance than what I can offer you. I didn't tell her what I saw. And I said, I think you need to see probably a priest.
Sure.
So, because, by no means would I ever want to hurt somebody. You have to be careful with how you tell people things. Not saying that I would lie, but just seeing that made me worried for her. And I was just like, I do believe you need more than my services can help you. Because she just wanted to make sure that her daughter was okay. And I'm like, yes, I can actually see her. And I described her and she said yes. And I'm like, but you put yourself in a precarious situation where you need assistance. I said, because now your daughter is worried about you. And that's why also too, people might be like, oh, I like spooky haunted houses. That's great. But when you start dabbling in stuff that you don't know about,
sure.
Yeah, that's just, you have to be careful. So that's the off limits thing that I was getting to. If you don't know, don't touch it.
Well, yeah, I that kind of, in a weird way, that's a little validating for a few things. Because like growing up, we talk about this season a lot, right?
Sure,
because as a pastor's kid, we're growing up in the church and like this season, especially with all the almost sinister side of Halloween.
Yes.
That is one of the things that my parents were always just like, it's best not to even
understandable
mess with it.
Yep, that's right.
And I get that. And that's how I am with my kiddos. I'm not as
strict,
for lack of a better term, strict or extreme. Like growing up, I was the kid who sat in the hallway outside while other kids were getting candy for Halloween. I had to sit outside. Like I could never partake in any of the stuff.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. It made me the curmudgeonly old man that I am today.
Forget the age, it's just that. So I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm older than you, so I can say that. It's okay.
But with my son now, I have my 3 kids. My middle one, he's very much drawn to Halloween and the spooky side of it all.
Okay, fair enough.
And I get it. So am I, right? Like
Sure.
if something's off limits, you always want to kind of touch it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's just human nature too.
It's
I
human
think. So,
nature.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
It's human
No
nature
harm, no foul.
for anything.
Right.
But that's one thing we actually had this conversation the other day because our big battle around this time is like, I keep seeing this freaking Spirit Halloween truck. It's right there.
Yep,
so
I saw it over.
this whole day we've been talking about. Anyway, so we the last few years we're not as strict with it. We let them go out trick or treat and that kind of thing,
Sure.
but all with the pretense and the understanding that we
Yes.
are not celebrating anything evil.
That's exactly, yes.
We and so when we take them, we just have this fight. We went to Spirit Halloween. My daughter, she wants to be like a princess or whatever.
Sure.
I'm like, sure,
Okay.
whatever, let's do
Right.
it.
That's benign, so yeah.
But my son, he's like, oh, I want the scary one. He's looking at all these scary clowns, and so finally, in my parent brain, I had to
Yes.
sit down and I'm like, okay, talk to him like you would want to be talked to, not just a hard yes or a hard no.
Right.
And so I
Explain.
explained to him. I
Yeah.
said, listen, will a scary costume make this experience worse for you? Going out and getting candy, hanging out with your friends. He's like, no, not really.
Okay.
I'm like, will it make it better? And he's like, no, not really. I'm like, okay. So can we find something that's not going to be like celebrating a darkness
Yeah.
to it? And he understood that. And I was like, okay,
Good job, Dad.
trying.
I hear you. It's these kids don't come with manuals.
Yeah.
And to also not project what we have from our youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also too.
So with that said, I do want to ask, what are your thoughts on this season? What are your thoughts as someone who is open to,
My father was also very religious in the sense that we didn't give out trick or treat candy.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Yeah,
so,
we didn't
yeah.
either. And that's arguably my favorite part of it.
Is the candy.
I love handing out the
Yeah,
candy.
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. So
And the kids are so happy to get
And
it.
they're so sweet. Yeah.
I mean, that type of thing. I mean, I love that because I think it's a celebration of just having fun and kids get to dress up, because it's a fun thing. I mean, now cosplay is a thing, where people can dress up and whatever, and good for them. I look at it as long as it's like a positive thing and a positive experience.
Sure.
That's the part that I embrace. So, and the candy, because hello, sugar. Yes, good stuff.
We have some here if you want some.
I did see that. So
You're
maybe
welcome
maybe
to
in a
it.
bit. I appreciate that. So, but as long as people are having fun, no harm, no foul. Don't hurt people. That's
Sure.
basically my thing. Is just do good, be good, and if you can't help somebody, don't hurt them. But some people, they really like the harshness of it, and I look at it this way: if you're around other people who have the same mindset and you're all on the same page, and you want to do spooky weird stuff, I can't fault that.
Sure.
But you're responsible for whatever happens.
Yeah.
That's the accountability part of things. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. What I did notice, like last year, we've been in our house, it's been 6 years now. And when I see like 5-year-olds dressed up as Pennywise, that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
Because your child did not choose that, I don't think. Or maybe they saw it and they liked it. But I don't want to judge.
Sure.
But I'm all for, I love the cutesy stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. The marshmallowy, ghosty looking, fun, cute, not a too big fan of candy corn, but whatever. But when it comes to like the more dangerous, you're trying to stir stuff up that I am not okay with. Because sometimes you're going to antagonize, you could potentially antagonize something that you don't know what you're dealing with.
Sure.
So, no.
That's so interesting because I never thought of Halloween like that. Like I have a kid that came in the other day. He's 4.
Okay.
And his mom wants him to be something cute. And he's like, no, I want to be a scary clown. And he didn't say Pennywise. He
Right.
just said a scary clown.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, the little guy wants to be scary. Like he wants to, because why do you go to a haunted house?
Right.
Because it's that adrenaline
Like the
rush of
thrill.
being
Yeah.
safe.
Oh, I appreciate
The
that.
thrill
Yeah.
of it.
I
Yeah.
won't go, but if other people like it, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
So-
going to tell people they can't do that.
And he was really into doing that, being that. And she's like, no, we need to be something cute. And I was like, buddy, You could just be a regular cute clown and you will still scare a lot of adults, okay?
Yeah, try to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
So, and him saying at 4, what's scary, it might not be scary to us.
Yes.
So, I mean, but also how much can you articulate at 4?
Yes.
So just try to make it age appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, and it's hard too, is like, because like when I was a kid, we didn't have cable for a long time.
Yeah.
But we went to a neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And the basement was where the kids hung out.
Sure.
There was an older teenager and then me and my brother, and we had a counterpart in that family. So like my brother and I are 3 years apart.
Okay.
And I think they were about the same.
Sure.
So they would sometimes turn on a scary movie because they were already exposed to it due to the older child.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of the things that we were exposed to when we were younger is a little bit more edgy than it is now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know.
I hear you because I was in the same situation.
Yeah.
I saw Poltergeist at way too young of an age.
My wife did too. Yeah.
I should not have. So that's why I'm also kind of like, not sure
Sure.
about that. So,
Well, the difference between us as children and our children, this generation of children, is that we can go to our parents and say, holy cow, I saw this, and we can talk it through.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I did something wrong when I watched something scary, and I remember I was a very anxious child anyway. Ran out it was Chucky,
oh boy.
and I was like,
Yeah.
peace out, and
Yeah.
I left.
We're good.
We're so good. And then I went home, and my brother stayed, and I mean, I kind of want to ask him now, like, do you remember watching that? But
Ask him if he's broken.
yeah, but there's like so many things that I've never told my parents happened to me or whatever because
Yeah.
one parent didn't have the emotional capacity to do it, and then the other one was literally not there.
Yeah.
So I feel like children nowadays, the communication, if not all kids have this, obviously,
no, of
but
course.
like a lot of parents who care.
It seems to be more prevalent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
agree.
We're a lot smarter. And kids today, since they do spend so much more time with adults, they understand things at a different level.
Yeah.
And so they're either able to see that it's not scary or it's not real. It's just a
Right.
fun scare.
Right.
Or I forgot what the last part was, but like they understand things differently.
Right.
Like watching Shrek, you go back and you're like, there's a lot of adult jokes in there.
Yes. Or even like Looney Tunes, really.
Yes.
But yes,
Sure.
I hear
Yes.
you. You're not wrong. I agree with you. Yeah.
But even like those movies, like Chucky, the original first movie of Chucky is literally the spirit of a serial killer
Yeah.
wishing himself into a doll with some sort of very dark magic. And so even that, I'm like, yeah,
No.
that's the kind of thing that when you were talking right now, like when you were talking right now, where there's like a dark spiritual realm, firm believer in that.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yes.
There's a story in the Bible. Stop me if you've heard this one.
I'll crack out my Bible. Right
Yeah, yeah. There's a story in the Bible where there was the people of Israel really wanted a king, and so they did not want to wait on one. So they appointed their own. So they went out, they found the prophet who would appoint a king for them, and it was King Saul before David. And King Saul quickly was not the person who was supposed to be. It was supposed to be King David.
Right.
And while King Saul, they talk about it a lot in that story, King Saul was very, very terrorized by evil spirits. And so while he was in this, he really fell into this maddening like jealousy, and he went out to try and kill David, who was not the king yet. And then in this time when he could not get a hold of David, or I don't know, there's this whole thing. He goes and he wants to know what his future is, because he used to have the prophet Samuel, and Samuel he's not alive anymore.
Sure.
And he's no longer available to him. He had already crowned David as the next one. But David was not allowed to kill Saul. He was not allowed to touch him.
Right.
He just said, let him, he's going to destroy himself, and then you're the true king of Israel.
Yep.
In all that, Saul, in his desperation, goes to it says like a witch or something. And then in that it says that they bring back Samuel, the prophet, and Samuel he's basically like, what have you done?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you've just unleashed, and
Right.
this will be your demise.
Yep.
It's like, that's scary. Like when you are in such desperation,
Yes.
that's
I
the
agree.
part that can be a really scary, slippery slope.
That makes me think of that one mom. So
Yeah.
yes. And that's the other thing too that I wrestled with for many, many years is that I knew, I mean, many dark nights of the soul with this for myself, because it's like, I don't think I'm a bad person. I don't tell people like bad things or you should hurt yourself or hurt other people.
Sure.
I never, absolutely no. I mean, I would want everybody, I mean, in a perfect world, everybody would be okay
Yeah.
or healthy, happy, mentally okay. But it took me a long time to kind of come to peace with it. And I mean, I'm just how I am, and I'm not bringing pain to people. I mean, I would hope to be able to be like a mouthpiece for someone who has passed that is legit. I mean, I'm not like conjuring or anything weird like that, but just that I can say that they are okay on the other side, that they visit you, or they'll mention something, say like there was a birthday party recently, like for a reading that I had done. I didn't realize that this was this woman's mother, but she was presenting herself to me as a grandmother, but she was a grandmother. And that's how she showed herself to me, was as like a grandmother, because she loved being a grandmother. That was, her grandchildren were like the apples of her eye. So it's not that she wasn't like, in mom form, but as I described her, she's like, oh yeah, that's how she was when she passed. Sometimes, spirit can show themselves as what they felt at their best, or to be whole, and say if they had lost like a limb or something, they would show themselves as whole. So, I mean, they were, one, they were back to how they wanted to be, how they felt their best, that type of thing. But, yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything bad or heard anything bad come through.
Sure.
They don't give bad news. They'll just be like, please take care of yourself.
Sure.
A mom might come through and be like, please clean your room, eat your vegetables, that
Sure.
type of thing. But it's to be of guiding,
Yeah.
and to keep the faith, and to know that there is still love on the other side, and that love does not die. Love continues. That's Corinthians, I believe. I forget which one it is, but
Yeah.
love
First
does not
Corinthians.
die. Yeah. So that's basically how I try to approach it, is the good parts, is to remind them that your loved one is good on the other side, that they are at peace, that they are not hurting, because that's normally actually what people usually ask is, are they okay? And yes, I mean, I've never seen anybody come through that wasn't okay.
Sure.
So, but that they are at peace. So if I can help someone here achieve that and give them peace of mind, because that's usually what I hear at the end of the reading, is that I mean, there's some crying. I mean, of course, because you miss your loved one, your friend, and they feel better. I'm not telling people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
That's something that I want to make clear. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I'm telling you what I am being shown or told, or sometimes they'll show me like a memory, and again, getting back to like the symbolism. And what they will show me as a memory. And I thought this was interesting and kind of funny, because in the 80s growing up, we had those Polaroid cameras where you had like the instant, picture thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I will see that, actually. They will show me that, so I know that's a memory. Or like, I thought this was interesting. One of my great-grandmothers came through, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, because, okay, learning. And she would show me a memory, and it was like, how like if you're into photography and you do different filters or different colors, or, but that sepia, kind of like that brownish aged kind of thing. And that shows me that that's a memory pretty much before really the Polaroid. So, because anytime I see a Polaroid, I can pretty much tell what time frame I'm looking at.
Okay.
So yeah, but my great-grandmother was born in 1899, and she was showing me her kitchen from 1920s.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, oh, so that's what that looked like. So
Yeah.
it was interesting and heartwarming. I would hope, and what I experienced, and I want to share with whoever I'm reading, is like the warmth, the love, the peace,
Yeah.
peace of mind, and I just hope that they can take that, because I look at it as a gift, meaning like if I can help somebody get peace of mind and hear from their loved one. No, I don't give winning lottery ticket numbers, or, like, oh, my Uncle Gene, he has this, 72 Torino somewhere. I want to know where it is. I can't do that.
Sure.
But I mean, if he's like, hey, I saw your son at the basketball game, I watched that, and when he got that 3-point shot, I mean, that's hope. That's something I would hope to be able to share, because it's like they're there. They still stop by.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, I mean, people will say too, like, hey, I almost like felt like my dad's presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or your grandparent, or you might smell like tobacco smoke, or you catch a whiff of like their aftershave or their perfume or their favorite flower. And it's like, and when you think of them, that's kind of like them saying like, hi, I'm here, That's how I take that. 'Cause it's a loving gesture.
Sure.
So
I have a friend who red cardinals are
Yeah.
really big for her. And it was before she knew that a lot of people associated it with that.
Yep.
So she's had a lot of death in her life. And so she sees red cardinals every time, and she's like,
if that brings her peace, yeah.
Yes.
That's good. And who am I to take away from somebody experiencing that? If that's how they equate it, if that's how they feel, and that brings them peace, leave it alone. I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong. I mean, I wouldn't know to tell them that they're wrong, but why would I want to take somebody's peace away?
Exactly.
So I'm not trying to make it like, happy, happy, joy, joy. But I mean, if this brings people peace and peace of mind, and they can put things to rest and they can move on with their lives, then I feel like I was able to help them, because I like helping people.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I mean, to do this when I realized I could help people with this, and it's just like, wow, it's just such a good feeling,
Yeah.
So
Are you seeing people more in times of loss and sadness, or do you have people who come to you just weekly and like?
I would both kind of. I mean, I'm still trying to get. This is for the life of me. I'm trying to find a place where I can actually like do my readings. I do them online. I've talked to people. I can do it over the phone. I've talked to people I've never met. I mean, I can do readings like that, or face to face. I don't have a preference. Whatever works for them.
Yeah.
There was a family that I spoke to, I'd say within the last year. It was a mom and a daughter, and the son had recently passed away. Not too unexpectedly, because his health wasn't the best, but where and when, that was unexpected. So they were hurting, and so yes, that they in that state will come to me. So and it breaks my heart. Sometimes if it's like truly right after, I can't always pick up on the person, because they're kind of like, oh, this is new, or what's going on. I'm not saying that they would be confused. I have heard, this is not something I have experienced, but people that have like dementia might be confused when they pass, and like it might take them a bit to get acclimated.
Sure.
I mean, I've heard of stuff like that. I have not experienced that myself, but I mean, it's all different kinds.
Yeah.
So again, with the symbolism and everything, people have come to me and their loved ones died, maybe like 10 years ago. So, I've worked with some mediums who are like, if your loved one has passed more than 20 years ago, I'm not going to pick them up. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, maybe that's a limitation on them. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't feel I've had that limitation. I remember one of the times when I was working in a class where we were trying to build our mediumship skills, trying to hone it. It's almost kind of like having this really great like sword, but you have to clean it, and you need to know what materials to use to clean it for it to work better, look better, whatever. And I went back quite a ways, because they wanted evidential mediumship, like they wanted evidence. So something within like the last generation or two of people that you knew. I went way back to like the 1910s,
Sure.
but I can't help family-wise who comes through, Yes, I've got my filters. I'm not saying I can't help who comes through, meaning like demons or anything like that, but just if your family member comes through, or it's your old neighbor from, 35 years ago, I'm telling you who's coming through. Do I get names? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Can I describe a person or get an address or a phone number or something random? Yes, but I can only tell you what they give me.
Sure.
And so it's like different every time.
Yes. Yeah. It's not like consistent, like they fill out a form and give it to me with a clipboard. I would love that, because that would be, great and streamlining. But I mean, Spirit tells me what they feel you need to hear. So it's not something that, if I see that you're hurting, I'm not going to be like, you need some sunshine and a nap. But I mean, they'll be like, well, I've had them be told you need to go back to church, or, you need to eat better. I mean, something, Yeah. Especially the moms and the grandmothers, they do that.
very maternal.
Oh yeah. Even the aunts, the aunties. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah.
That's so interesting too, because it's like Ralph has said before, like it's something that you are aware of, but you don't mess with.
Right.
And it's funny because it's like you're talking to people who are telling their loved ones that they need to go back to church or they need to do this or like all the good things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly don't believe that. I believe that there's like everything we're talking about today with you and everyone else we've interviewed. Like I believe in all of this stuff, but at the same time, I don't think it's evil, and I don't think it would be part of this world if it like everything has a good part and a bad part. And like you said, you use it the wrong way, then yes, you're inviting something icky. Yes. But like I don't feel like people who like don't burn the witches, you know, like there aren't you're just scared of something because you don't understand it.
Right.
Or you've been told that it's not good.
Right. Right. I appreciate that. Yes, I hear you. I agree. So
where are you on the spirituality of things, heaven and hell?
I do believe in both, but I don't think in the traditional sense. And I think that has actually more to do maybe with the death of my mom, because when she passed, it was really very traumatic and it's never good. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes when people pass and it's just like, okay, they're at peace. And it's like, there was no closure with anything. And my mother was a very smart woman, very like almost painfully smart. And I couldn't get past, she was found deceased. So there was no closure or anything like that. And it was just a mess. And I was struggling with it so badly because it's like I had no closure. And I'm like, I kept asking, I'm divorced and remarried. And I asked my then husband, and I'm like, where did she go? Where is she? Because physically I knew where she was, but I'm like, where did the soul go? How do I know that? Because I was angry, to be honest. And I think we all go through bouts of that. And I'd like to think that she went to heaven, but I was just like, there was so much that from my childhood and trauma that I had to process because I could not move forward with my life. So that kind of made me not doubt the heaven and hell, but just kind of made me think like, where's my place in this life? What am I doing here? How can I put this to rest?
Okay.
So, and then I feel like, this is another thing that kind of ties in is that I say spirit school, like there is an end of life process review and everything. And where they learn, like they go through a life review as to what they did, what they didn't do, what could have been better, what they did great, you know? And I just feel like she went through that because it was weird. Like it was so random, like 5 years after she passed, and all of a sudden on a random, like Saturday afternoon, I was doing dishes and all of a sudden I just felt this deep sense of peace, and I knew it was connected to my mom. And I'm like, maybe she found her peace, because when she was on this planet, she didn't really have any. It was situational, which was not healthy, but I'm not ripping on my mom, but I think she went through a lot of stuff that she should not have.
Yeah.
Out of respect for her to say that. But as for the hell part, I almost kind of think in some ways it's here because we put ourselves through so much. And I think here is like a mindset, you know what I mean? As for the other side, I don't think people suffer unless they put themselves through that. Because I had someone that I know, they had picked up on my paternal grandfather who had done some questionable things in his life. And they had described him as not being in pain, but that he was putting himself through pain because of what he had done here. And I'm like, that makes sense, because he did do quite a bit to my father and his siblings. Yeah. So to me, I think that might be the hell that we think of. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it, only because it's my perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope that kind of answers that.
Yeah, I was just honestly curious.
Yeah.
Good versus evil. I think understanding what you're saying right now is there are very much evil spirits, correct?
I would say that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and But at least from what I'm understanding, you've taken precautions
absolutely.
in not allowing
Absolutely.
that kind of
Like an imaginary line of salt in front of your door.
Something like that, yeah. Or like the magic curtain or something like that. But I mean, and that's for all parties involved, not only for myself, but who I'm reading, but who's coming through out of respect for them, you know? I mean, yeah, I think there's bad and evil. Yes. Sure. I mean, even unfortunately, sometimes seeing people's actions here on this planet, it's like, you know, not to get into that, but there's got to be a balance, I think. I mean, it can't always be, you know, sunshine and unicorns, but no, I don't let stuff like that come through. I've never experienced that. I hope to God I don't. So, and if something seems off, I will say thank you. And it's almost like ending a phone call.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, wrong number. Thank you. Click, you know? So, but I've never experienced that. I'd like to think, I think we're all protected, because sometimes people are like, you're not going to believe this experience I had. And it's like, I should have died.
Sure.
And they didn't, you know, and I just think that we're all protected in some fashion. Yeah. I'd like to think that. So
you mentioned, and I know we try to keep these to about an hour, and we're almost there. No.
No, don't say sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
Well, this is a fun conversation.
I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, no.
That's
You're fine. You're fine.
It's like the Midwest goodbye.
I know, right?
So it's like we're coming towards an end,
Yeah.
but we're going to keep going.
now, and then we got to kind of make it towards the door.
You're the second person to say that today.
What's the Midwest? Come
What
on.
a coincidence.
That is. See, no, we're totally Midwest here, so no, all good.
You say, how do I phrase this? So the spiritual church,
Spiritualist.
the spiritualist church. Honestly, just because I'm so curious, like, do we believe in a higher power? Is that person or entity God?
Yes.
Is it I don't know how to.
Is it the Christian God?
Yeah. Is it like the Christian version, or what is that?
And, you know, that's a good question, because as a Catholic and having, you know, communion and everything like that, and going through the Stations of the Cross, and I mean, I've been through it. So I was just like, is this how it is? They just believe in God, and they try to have positivity and acknowledgement of the human soul and the good parts of the human race. So that's about the best I can explain it.
Gotcha.
So So I mean, they acknowledge that bad happens, but they're like, pray about it and be positive and be the positive in the world. And I don't want it to sound like Pollyanna and like, you know, sunshine and rainbows and puppies and stuff like that. But they're just like, be positive because you set the tone.
Yeah.
Because you bring forth the energy that is positive. And it's kind of like, what is that? The Dalai Lama, be the light, or Mahatma Gandhi, where it's like, be the light that you wish to see in the world. So it's like, lead by example and find the positive in yourself and share that with others. Do we all have our downtime and our bad moments? Absolutely, because we're human. We're having a human experience. So they're just like, you know, keep the faith. You know, we believe in God. We believe in a higher power. And we believe that God is love. So that's how I took it. And that's like what I think.
A lot of religions, like, I don't know, Wiccan or paganism, they believe that you set intentions. So if you're going in with ill intentions, you're going to receive that back.
Yeah. Or
and
like karma or something.
Yeah. And then when you put out good things, you're going to receive that back. Like a common misconception about people who practice witchcraft, if you will, is that they're dabbling with the devil, and it's like, no, they're protecting themselves, and it's like a very ritualistic, like it is in Catholicism, and it's almost the same thing, except for they're looking at a larger group of people rather than just one being,
right? The sole practitioner type of idea. I understand that. Yes, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's kind of interesting if people are open-minded enough to understand and see that there's a lot of similarities between the religions.
Yeah.
And it's not to say one is better than the other, because we can't say that. I mean, with how many religions there are, to say one is the best, that's just not feasible. It's not possible. I would never say to somebody that their religion is wrong, and I would hope that they wouldn't do that to me. But I mean, I respect where people are at, not only like religiously, but maybe in their point of life, their mindset or something. But I would just always hope that people would have a better day, or that they can find peace.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would hope for them. So,
well, and I even think, like, getting a little bit more theological, like we live on an earth that is so different from place to place. And so what works in one place doesn't work in the other.
Right.
And I was once told by someone, like, you can thank God, but God gave you the tools to do things, and it's what you do with them that is what you should be thankful for.
Right.
And like, I think that's across the board with all religions. Like, you're going to be in this this area. What you couldn't do half the stuff that you do in this other area. Like, don't eat seafood because it'll go bad before you can eat it. So, that's
Right.
part of the Bible now, because that's going to kill you, and you're going to hurt other people by trying to sell it to them or whatever.
Right.
Like, that's just a vague.
No, I understand.
But
it's the mindset.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I think I would maybe want to say accountability. I mean, a lot of people are like there's a church not that far from my house where we go in and we vote. They're one of the places there. And it's as you drive out of there and it says you are now entering the mission field. And it's just like, I respect that in the sense that you want to bring, you want to teach people, but you also have to respect the fact that maybe sometimes people just don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, okay, well, perhaps another time. But if people are like adamant and they keep pushing the envelope, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's not, I don't believe that's what religions would want you to do.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't do that. So, and I wouldn't want that done to me. So it's that golden rule.
Yeah.
Do
Treat
unto
others.
others as you would want done to you. Of
course.
So, yeah.
Well, that's like, there's times here where we get well-meaning individuals who give us a tip, but it is inside a pamphlet for their religion.
We call them tracks.
Oh, you have those?
We call them tracks.
Ugh.
No, I don't have any currently, but I know what they are.
Yeah.
Right.
But it always just bothered me because I know for that person, if I were to hand them a pamphlet with whatever religion I am,
Yeah.
they would be offended.
Right.
And they would make sure that I knew, like,
It's such
you're
a fine
evil.
line. Yes.
Yes. And it's,
yep.
You should make some. You should make some.
no.
She's just going to draw like stick figures and have like scissors. And it's like, let me cut your hair.
With my fingers.
Yes.
No, but it's always confusing to me how, because I wasn't raised religious really, but definitely very like, I guess it depends on who you talk to. Like, my dad is a self-proclaimed atheist.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
I haven't really talked to him too much about it because it usually ends up political and we don't agree. So I'm just like, I'd rather
Best to
have a
leave
relationship
it
with
alone.
you.
Yes.
And, whatever.
Right.
And I don't want to push my beliefs on him anyway.
Right.
Because
You respect that.
yeah, I respect the fact that, you know what, I don't agree with what you say, but I know that in the long scheme of all of it, like, you are a good person. You do nice things. You're not always going to do the right thing.
Right. None
And-
of us. Yeah.
And that's also in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
Too. Like, certain people do horrible things, but they're doing it in the thought process that they're doing the best thing.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's like serial killers or anything, but
No.
like
That should be another podcast.
yeah. I love serial
Call me
killers.
back for that one.
But like, yeah, you've got people that think that they're doing the right thing, like your mom shaming you out of your gift.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to save my daughter from evil. But in reality, that was just a little snowball effect of other things where you don't want to share with her. And it's
Right.
like, maybe, when you are pulled out of that situation and you're looking down, from above or whatever, then you go, oh my God, I can't believe that my one thing had that big of a wave of not problems, I guess problems, but you know what I mean?
Right. But what it started or
Yes.
what it encouraged or led to and everything. So yeah. So very, very valid point. I agree. So,
All right. 3 questions before I let you go.
oh boy.
Rapid fire. No.
Oh gosh.
What's your favorite color? No.
Actually, that's funny they asked that because it is orange. I'm like, oh, 'tis a season to be orange.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the most rewarding part of being a medium?
Just when people realize the validation of hearing from their loved one, just like when I see the relief on their faces, that just, and when they like, when I mean, I don't know these people when I talk to them and I say stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, that's right. Or I hadn't thought about that, or that's what they were hoping that they would hear. Sure. Just seeing that happiness and the relief and everything. 'Cause you can actually see like, where it's just like,
breath of fresh air.
Yes. And you can see that they are actually even lighter. Just seeing them be at peace. That is the best. I love that.
Bringing peace.
That makes me so happy. I'm just the mouthpiece. I'm just the go-between. So yeah.
What have you learned about people or about life from connecting in this way?
We really are just human, and we're just doing the best we can with the tools that we have. And sometimes it's just not a lot.
Yeah.
You never know what somebody is dealing with. And I've really tried hard to give a lot of grace. It's a fine line because you don't want to be a doormat and you have to have boundaries, but to really just, I try to cut people slack because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be lucky to find out, but you just have to learn to not take things personally, really,
Sure.
is the thing. Yeah.
Last question. What does it mean what does being good mean to you?
Being good?
Being good.
Basically doing the best you can, doing the best that you can as yourself, meaning like helping others. It's just, I wouldn't say always putting others before you because that's also another kind of traumatic thing that you learn, but just being good, helping others to the best of your ability, just trying to be positive and sharing positiveness with others, trying to give people, make people better than how you found them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean fixing people, but just, share a smile or a compliment or holding the door open for somebody, just something small that just is like, thank you, a refreshing change of pace in this, in this world,
of course.
but just something good, decent, humanity, that's how I look at that.
Well, we were talking about that yesterday. My friend came for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
And so we had lots of discussions about life and people and how there's so many people, especially right now, that want to be angry.
Yeah.
And they want to be angry at other people and they want to feel vilified.
Right.
And it's so draining being angry all the time.
Yes.
Whether it's something big or something little. Like we went to a restaurant this morning and we put ourselves on the wait list before we got there because I was like, my thing is I don't mind waiting. I just don't like waiting next to someone who's complaining about waiting.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating.
It's the vibe.
It's that vibe. And you just it just makes you want to be like, shut up.
It's like there could be so many other things that we could be like snarked about.
Yes.
Yeah. I use the word snarky. So yes, but yeah, it's like this is a non-issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With people being ill or going through whatever. It just, yeah.
Well, and it's like you chose to come to this, like in this instance, you chose to come to the restaurant. You know it's popular.
Yeah.
You know you're probably going to have to wait.
Of the day. Yeah.
You just need to calm down. What are you in the rush for?
Yeah.
Is there a big rush? If there is, then this is obviously your problem, not the restaurant.
Right.
And I feel like that applies to a lot of things in life right now.
Please don't broadcast that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear it.
Right.
I know you're unhappy, but it's not like you're being singled out. There are other people here.
Yeah. You're amongst others that are going through the same thing. So yeah. Try to find solidarity.
Yeah.
Not in a bad sense, like, oh, I feel horrible about this and I'm angry and I'm going to get other people riled up. I don't mean like that.
Sure.
But just, hey, if you talk to somebody, you find you're all in the same boat. It's like, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought, or maybe I'm not as alone as I thought.
Or they're coming at it at a different angle than you are, and either you two need to swap, or put it together.
Well,
that's bringing everything together in a good way, problem solving together.
That reminds me of a saying I just said recently: "Many hands make light work."
Make light work.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's amazing how much we all have in common if we really stop and think about it.
Yeah, of course.
So, So, thank you for having me.
Roxanne, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Hope it wasn't too nerve-wracking.
I always
it's
enjoy
horrible.
our
I'm kidding.
conversations at haircuts, but then I was like, now I get to really hear you.
Yeah.
Instead of like, yeah, that's nice. Oh, just press A.
I know.
Sure. Exactly.
As my son is gaming and everybody else is doing that, and kids are great.
No,
So yeah.
And that's been the heart behind this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Is to really just hear people's stories and get to know you guys a little bit more.
And like you said earlier, like someone else said this in another episode too. If you put your story out there, you find someone who's in the same situation or feels similar.
Right.
And like, I like to constantly learn, and I always take something from this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how can I use this in my own life? Or that really resonated with me and then makes me think more. So sometimes it's bad because then I think. But
Overthinking.
Yes. So it's fun to have these conversations. And I really appreciate you coming in. And
of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll let you get on with your night.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, dinner time. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Y'all Be Good. And as always, a reminder that we are a project of Little Lion Cuts. We hope you've enjoyed these stories just as much as we have enjoyed sharing them. Every family has a story, and we're just grateful that we get to hear yours too. If you've enjoyed today's episode and you think someone else might need to hear it, don't forget to share this podcast with them. And hey, while you're at it, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. That really does go a long way. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of the real, raw, and inspiring conversations we've got lined up. And we'd love to hear your stories too. So go ahead and find us on Instagram at y'allbegoodpod or drop us a message with your thoughts. And until next time, y'all be good.